What's up, guys? Taylor Whips, and this is day 2 working on the Mazdaspeed 3. I went to the hardware store and Walmart and a couple other places and grabbed some stuff you can see right here. First thing up is this Loctite tight foam. This one actually has a more unified structure to it compared to like the regular ones that has large voids apparently. So this stuff will work. I'll use that on the rear fender because I'm more than positive that the outside fender is separated from the inside fender, like liner, I guess you would say. So that foam is I'm gonna spray it up in there and hopefully it expands and fills that gap. Also, I bought Gorilla mounting tape, heavy duty, 30 pounds, double-sided sticky tape. I think I'm going to use that for when I cut the fender on the doors and have the other little piece stick to it without any hardware to it. Maybe I'll cut off a head or something, because the other thing I got is some hardware. I got a finishing washer and just a regular screw standard bolt. So that will sit on the fender like that and hold it in. I think I have some nuts from an assorted pack, so hopefully I have enough of those. But that will go on the back side to hold that in. And last but not least, I looked everywhere. I could not find anything that I would have thought would work. I couldn't find anything at any stores until I came across this garage door bottom seal. This is the same stuff that people use for like lip kits. Like let's say they'll like stick it on like that and have like a lip kit or something. So what I figured I'm going to do is cut strips of this, because I mean it's kind of thick and it'd probably make a really good seal all around the outside. So I'm thinking about just cutting strips. This is like a 9-foot piece, but it should only need like 4 feet or so for one flare, and I can just use little sections and cut it long ways. So that'll work. I'm going to maybe start by cutting the rear or mocking up the front and making sure everything's perfect, see if I need to cut some more of that or not, and go from there. Alright guys, so I trimmed up above the wheel a little bit more, made a little bit more clearance. Now I can actually get like half my hand through. It's still a little sketchy, but I also drilled out the holes in the fender flare. Got my hardware right here, and that basically just goes in like that. Got a finishing washer on it, looks pretty good. All lined up, it'll probably look pretty awesome. So I kind of lined it up where I wanted it. Took a dry erase marker and marked, you see that little mark right above my finger. I'm going to start drilling there and hook up one of these and see how she goes from there. Hopefully it looks good. I think I'm about to be trimming the inside of this up on there to get it to fit for the wheel to turn, but that'll be determined after I get the rest of them how I want it. Alright guys, since last time you heard from me, I've done a lot. Basically drilled every single hole on this fender flare out. Drilled it all in the bumper and the fender all the way around. Got this gasket garage door stuff. I trimmed a section basically just like this for the whole length all the way around. And that sealed up pretty good. Got some nuts, found some nuts, put that on the back side, so everything's bolted on and this thing is literally good to go. So basically I'm just gonna go to the other side and replicate exactly what I did here, and we should be golden. Look at that. We're about to be starting on the back side, but we have, boom, this side's done as well. Fitment couldn't be better. It's freaking awesome. Hella wide, flush, stance, swag. About to throw on the spacers in the rear, see about how much I'm going to need to be cutting off of there, and probably take a hammer and pound up that second layer if it's there, which I'm sure it is. Figure out about where I want to come back here with the fenders, because nice thing about the rear is you don't got to worry about turning or nothing, just up and down for suspension travel. So that would be cool. Probably take it to about like here or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll cut it up. We'll make it look good. So she's almost there, but she is looking pretty good though, if I do say so myself. Alright guys, so I have the back jacked up, I have the 2-inch spacer on the rear, and the way my suspension sits, you can even see it's only maybe halfway down on the spring in the back for the settings, but the tire, I can't even get the tire to bolt to the spacer because it's so low already, and the tire will poke out probably like that far or so, 2 inches about, and I can't even get the tire to fit this wheel well. So what I'm thinking is starting just like I did on the front with this body line right here, just follow it and then take this bumper all the way down and try to cut it to about down here where these are, where this body line comes across, bring it up, back with it all the way over here, and then you can see on the back here there's not that much room, so I'm only gonna be able to go maybe about to there, but hopefully that'll be enough. So we will try that and I'll be back. Alright guys, so basically right here I've cut off that much and then that little part of the bumper back there, and you can see it is that double layer like I was talking about. So I'm probably going to fill that up with some expandable foam, but after I check fitment and make sure that what I got going on is actually what we need to do. I'm having a little bit of difficulty over here. You're seeing this thing, this looks like a rat's nest. It's so nasty. But we'll get care of that. And then also I have my girlfriend take off my side moldings, because who wants those anyways? Those things are ugly as it is. So we'll get all that cleaned up and she'll be looking fresh. Alright guys, so basically I think this is what we're looking at. Not ideal because the inner metal on the fender up here, I cut it way back. Like, it's like really far back, and I'm not exactly sure if I'll be hitting my tire when I go over bumps. I might have to raise the suspension a little bit more. I didn't want to do that, but looks like that might be what's happening. But for now, this should do it. I'm going to start drilling the holes, or actually, I lied. I'm going to be filling the void with some Loctite tight foam, shake it up real good, basically just spray it up in there, and I'll let it harden. I got a graduation party I gotta go to that for a little bit, and then come back and continue on the other side and finish up this side. Oh yeah, by the way, my girlfriend got the side moldings off this door, kind of like we did on Anthony's 6, and oh my gosh, it looks so clean, so much better. Thank you, babe. Front looking nasty. Alright guys, so basically what you do, you shake this really hard for about 30 seconds, get it nice and separated in there, or whatever happens inside this can when you shake it. You screw on this thing, and I think you just pull it like that and it comes out. I'm gonna test it on something real quick over here, just to see kind of how it comes out. Oh, look at that. I'm gonna start down here in the crack in the corner. Alright. We're gonna leave it at that. We'll come back in who knows how long and see how it is. Bye. Well guys, I'm back from the graduation party, and on my drive there, I was just thinking, I feel like I did something wrong. And you guys might know by now what I did wrong, but I put the foam in before I drilled the holes and then put the hardware on with the fender flare on it. So now how am I supposed to get the hardware through there when the second piece of metal has just now been bonded in between with this foam? So I'm gonna trim the foam, and then what I'm gonna try to do is drill like a hole of some sort that I can fill later and get the nuts on a magnet and stick the magnet up towards the bolt, and hopefully I can start it. If not, I'm gonna have to dig this out, and I used almost a whole can of foam in here, so that's that. We're gonna try to tackle this real quick and then figure out exactly how I did it, but don't do what I did. I'm not really quite sure where I left off, but this is how far I've came on the driver's side rear. I'm about to trim this right here, straight across there. And then I'm not going to cut that slit tonight because I'm trying to maybe see if I can get it out to a car meet tonight. It's a pretty nice night, so that's where I'm at on this side. Still haven't figured out what I'm going to do on the other side with that foam. Probably not even going to fill foam up in here yet. As long as it doesn't rain, I should be good for now. So that's where I'm at, and I will get back to you after I cut that off and get the wheel on. Alright, so this side is finished for now. Pretty sick though. A lot of these bolts were really hard to get a nut on. I had to use a magnet and had to use a different kind of nut because the other one was stainless steel. Wasn't magnetic. But I think I'm going to lift the front suspension up a little bit just to avoid some rubbing. But the back, I'm going to have to fix the camber. Take the camber and straighten it back out a little bit. And especially on this side was worse to begin with. But I don't know, I think it still looks pretty cool like that. What's up guys? You can probably tell right now that I'm charging the battery on the Speed. I left the key in the ignition yesterday when I was checking turning radius, and that was in there for a long time, so battery was dead. I'm charging it up. Crappy thing is, you can probably see it's wet outside. It literally just got done pouring, but I was so tired yesterday after we got back from the graduation party and we started working on the car and we went inside. I forgot to close the windows, so the inside of the van is literally soaking wet, but that's besides the point. It's just an old van. This is what we're worried about right here. So if we take a walk around the car, you can probably see, like, okay, fit mid up front is pretty good, tucking some tire. This isn't really bolted in at all. Sorry if my voice is a little messed up. My allergies are really bad this morning. You can see up here fitment's pretty good too, but if we're looking back here at this one, this fender is completely bolted on and it is way too high. Like, that just looks ridiculous. I was trying to rush yesterday because I thought if I got this one done, I'd be able to get the other side done in time. But the foam just wasn't set up yet on the inside, because when I drilled a hole through it, it started coming out the hole. Just don't rush your projects if you really care about it, which I really do. I was trying to do this as best as I could. I took all the, I don't know, the fronts went really well. The front is a lot easier. You don't have to worry about that stupid inner metal liner fender piece or whatever. But I rushed on this driver's side back, and this was supposed to be the side that was good. That was my test side, but I messed up by putting that stupid spray foam. in there. So I came back here, I rushed, and now I even cut part of the flare. So now I'm wondering, okay, the fitment's not how I want it. What am I gonna do about it? Well, on the other side, if you think about it, I'm gonna have to cut the back to this one if that's how I'm doing this side. And look, the fitment's good on this side. So what I'm thinking is if I take the flares and swap them, the one from that side to this side, then the back will already be cut and it'll be perfect for this side, and then that side I can replicate the same thing with new holes and get the fitment that I want. So I think that's what I'm gonna do, and I will let you guys know exactly what happens. Alright guys, so for now this is what she's looking like. All fender flares are bolted on. Everything is, I guess, how it should be for now, and it's not perfect by any means. It is definitely doable for what I'm doing now. Like I said, I messed up here. I was rushing, trying to get stuff done. Fitment was off like terribly, so I have holes everywhere, but that's besides the point. I can get that fixed. Can't really see it unless you're like really looking for it, especially with this stuff sealing it up. But ow, that's all my junk, garbage, trash stuff I cut up. But she looks pretty wide. I mean, I'm pretty satisfied. The front definitely easier than the rear. Like I said, I'm gonna be making a new splitter, side skirts, and then I'll be making a custom rear diffuser eventually. But yep, that's it guys. Thanks for following me on this. Hopefully you learned from a couple of my mistakes and you make it easier. Maybe I did something that you didn't know about. Hopefully your guys' project turns out as good or better than this one did. But for now, Taylor Whips out. Have a good one.